The Forest games are survival horror experiences where you're trapped on an island with a forest. Crazy, I know. And depending on the game you're playing, you're here to save your son, or you're a mercenary who is saving someone else. While doing this on your free time, you're running in the dark with nothing on you, crapping yourself while naked cannibals with razor sharp teeth are tearing your butt cheeks into Swiss cheese, and let me tell you, it's riveting. At least in the first game. My honest take, Sons of the Forest is a soulless copy of the first game in almost every department. I remember watching some YouTuber play the Forest for about 10 to 20 minutes. From that point on, I always wanted to check it out and make a little shack I could call my own. I forgot about the game until Quinn wanted to check it out, so the group, including Brock and sometimes Reed, would play it. And I had a freaking blast. Now, I played the VR version of the Forest for my first experience, so anything onwards can be considered heavily biased because of that introduction. It felt terrifying, knowing what is out there, but knowing the evil that lurks in the shadows because of the description of the game. When darkness fell onto the island, I felt like prey, waiting to be pounced on. It's a completely different dynamic where you're used to hunting animals just willy-nilly in a bunch of different games. But now you're considered one of these creatures to others. To make matters worse, you don't really have weapons besides your axe that you spawn with to cut trees. From that point forward, you're on your own. Now for me, I had friends to watch my back and also to notify me when I shat my trousers. So the full force of nightmarish cannibalism didn't really strike me too hard. Everything about it was fun and mysterious. Why are the cannibals like this? How can I speed up deforestation so we can make our giant crappy raft? Why are there so many turtles on the island? Hours and hours of entertainment was easily obtained. After the first game, we immediately wanted to get started on the second. When first loaded up, everything is a graphical blast in the face. Trees, lighting, grass, water, everything just looks pretty. The menu's better, kinda. The building is better. The cannibals' AI was improved, apparently. There's more guns, well, actual guns this time. More weapons, ammo, costumes, armor, and sidekicks? This game is better in every way. So why didn't it feel like that? The first thing I was interested in was how the cannibals changed, let alone the freakish looking mutants from the first. Well, instead of scary, fast, and freaky cannibals, I found inbred beanbag head women with giant tits slowly running away. Plus a bunch of mudmen like Gollum people chasing me, slowly. What happened? All right, off cannibals for a second. The world is massive in this game compared to the first, but what does it have to offer? Well, jack shit, sort of. There's bunkers, I guess. As I said, the game on a technical level is better in pretty much every way, but I feel like it lacks character that made the first game captivating. Here's just like a short little list I made that sums it up. Caves have been increased in size, yet made boring and long as hell. Building is mostly the same, just with kind of extra steps. Weapons feel like toothpicks against every single enemy until you upgrade it using like the sulfate thing to make them gold. The map's huge, but feels like a slog traversing it. There's a lot of things I did enjoy, like the storytelling, the better cutscenes, the actual dialogue in the game. While I wasn't a fan of the big portions of the map, I did appreciate how they added seasons. Ponds would freeze during the winter, fall in autumn would be this beautiful orange golden tint. Like throughout the island, all the trees and leaves would, fall down and cover the grass. Unlike the last game, gliders are actually useful in this. You don't have to build giant towers. You can just have a glider on your back and just jump and go. It's kind of nice, actually. They also added craftable food choices like on the cooking pot, but I didn't really mess with them too much because I just kind of felt like they were kind of a pain to get all the ingredients, but I'm glad it was there. All right, finally back onto the cannibals. I felt like Sons of the Forest didn't understand what made the first game incredible, and that revolves around the enemies. I don't really have complaints about mutants in either game, nor the demons, I guess. Cannibals, however, made me more annoyed than afraid or tense during any encounter beginning to end. With guns on the island, I felt more like Christopher Columbus in the Bahamas slaughtering the Tainos more than a lone survivor. Sure, they can climb trees, but it doesn't mean dick if I put a baseball-sized hole in their chest as soon as they climb down. He's still alive! Shut the fuck up. He got a spear through the throat. I shot him 4 times with a shotgun. He wasn't wearing armor. Instead of the last game where cannibals would pretty much gangbang you and perform full sprints, now the dudes just casually jog towards you. AI has been improved. If they're trying to go for a different theme for these cannibals, instead of being horrifying, they were more intelligent and craftier, then fine. But I feel like they're more stupid than in the last game, and they don't really use any new weaponry to compensate, even though the whole island is littered with modern weaponry. Like, I didn't see bows, flintlocks, handguns, vehicles. I just saw spears. Oh, whoopee-doo. Hold on a second. Oh, they have spear. That guy just hit his own. How are you still alive? I mentioned caves a little bit ago, but let me get more into that. If I wanted to play a game where I was solely in fucking caves, I'd play Deep Rock Galactic. These caves, let me tell you, these caves are the bane of the game's gameplay. You want a new weapon? Cave. You want to progress the game story? Cave. You want to get anything? Cave. Look at the first game. Okay, caves. There were caves, but they were detailed and unique. Every cave you went into, most of the time you knew where you were. With the direction of the game's enemies, art design, and gameplay, it was more of an event, a challenge for yourself to go into like these essentially dark dungeons. If you get killed, you get, you know, hung upside down, you gotta escape, you don't know where you're at. But in Sons of the Forest, the caves are the size of the first game's map. The only things I remember about these caves was the fact that there was a shark in one and there was a spaceship thing in another. All right, on to another positive note. My favorite memory of Sons of the Forest was actually my friends and I building our giant hut, house, cabin little thing. The idea was to make it 2 to 3 floors, also including an attic. It took about 1 to 2 days of, actual time to complete it, but man, it was cozy. After it was done, we hooked up solar panels, had lights in the place. Holy moly, it makes a man just want to slip on PJs and go to bed with the homies without socks. All right, I have 20 more ore.
That's nice.
I swear to God, if you just spawned it.
No.
God damn it, Quinn, why did you tell me this fucking shit? I want to go on up there and fucked around.
If I told you I was spawning at end, do you know what would have happened? You'd have stood around, said you were bored, and then said you wanted to go do something else. I was keeping you occupied. Alright? Yes, I'm treating you like a child that needs to be kept occupied. Yes, that's what I did.
The amount of just disrespect that just came out of your mouth. However, I was disappointed how, limited the power stuff was. If they added, I get it, but if they added TVs or other electronic devices, I think it could have added to the purpose of electricity, because otherwise you don't really need it. Look, this video isn't meant to be a complete deep dive about every single mechanic, like production, behind the scenes. It's not meant to do that. But I wanted to talk about these things because I feel like a lot from what I've seen online about the reception of Sons has been, there's a lot of people who love the game. That's fine. I'm not saying it's necessarily a horrible game. I'm just saying as a sequel to The Forest, I don't see it. I don't see the point of it. Brock and Quinn love the game, and I think, it is an improvement in a lot of ways, but I don't see The Forest. I just see another shooter weird survival game. Without the things that made The Forest great, it just feels average as shit. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. No hate though. All right, sick of that shit. Love you. Bye bye. I didn't even talk about kill. Oh, you died? Wait.
Yeah, I slowed down the mountain on accident.
I'm on my way, Quinn.
I don't got much time, boy. You're gonna have to be fast.